Elementary School. All right, let me try that one more time. Good afternoon, Hollis Upper Elementary School. All right. Thank you for that very warm welcome. And I want to welcome each and every one of you. Today we gather here to honor a very special day, Memorial Day. It is a day of remembrance. Yes, let me hear. Yes, thank you. It is a day of remembrance, a day to honor the brave men and women who have served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the freedoms we hold dear. As we pay tribute to their courage and their selflessness, we also remember the importance of unity, gratitude, and the values that make our nation strong. I am delighted to introduce to you our veterans. They're over there, in case you didn't know. With us today is Bob Smith, Private First Class in the U.S. Army Air Corps. Could you please rise? Woo! With us today is Tim Penasack, Captain in the Army. Mr. Penasack. With us today is Paul Balmer, First Class Petty Officer, Coast Guard. Also with us is Bruce Moran, Specialist in the Army. We have Christopher Lucier, Staff Sergeant in the Air Force. Officer Adam Kushmerek here from the Army. And also our SRO, right? Like, woo! Thank you for being here. We also have with us Greg DeBon, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army. And Bob Glover is joining us as well. Bob, there you go. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us. Did I miss anyone? Oh, there you go. Come on, stand up. Let's give you a round of applause. Woo! Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and to see the love that we have for people who are making our country strong. And we don't have a chance to see you every day. So we hope that this small ceremony will show you how much we care about our country. Right, boys and girls? Really important. So I'm going to ask you in just a moment to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to remain standing for the national anthem. All right, so I'm going to ask everyone to rise and ask Lila, come on up. Where is Lila? Lila is going to sign the Pledge of Allegiance while we actually say the words. There's a flag right over here, so I'll draw your attention to my left. And join me when you're ready. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Please remain standing for the national anthem. You may be seated. It might be challenging to understand the true meaning of Memorial Day, but it is important for us to learn and appreciate the sacrifices made by our heroes. I'd like to invite Hannah and Taya up to help us understand the meaning of Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is the day that we celebrate those veterans that have lost their lives in war. Memorial Day became a national holiday on May 29, 1971. Memorial Day started because citizens started placing flowers by veterans' graves.
Before Memorial Day was called Memorial Day, it was originally called Decoration Day. Decoration Day only recognized fallen soldiers of the Civil War until World War I. We pray for those who laid down their lives for the cause of freedom. If a loved one has laid down their life, it might feel like they are gone, but always remember they will always be in your heart, honoring our nation's heroes on Memorial Day.
It is very true. We don't have to forget anyone as long as we're still remembering them in our hearts and in our soul. So thank you, ladies, for helping us understand the meaning of Memorial Day. And now I'd like to invite Avery and Sadie up to help us understand what they sacrifice.
Speak into this one. This is the loud one. Okay. Hi, I'm Avery. And I'm Sadie. And we're here to emphasize how important these people are. Have you ever heard of the quote, those who say that we are in time of no heroes just don't know where to look? This was said by President Ronald Reagan, who must have been a very smart man, because you are looking at some of the most brave and patriotic heroes in our world, veterans. Think about how they give up many of the things in your life that you may feel are mandatory. Reading, video games, playing outside, and most of all, time with family. They leave the people they love most in the world to fight for our safety and freedom. Thank you with all of our hearts.
Ladies, thank you for those insights. So everyone, I want you to take a moment right now. What rights and freedoms do you think are important? Like in your mind right now, what is important to you? What are those rights and freedoms that are important? So I'd like for you to turn and share one thing each with a partner. What did you come up with? What's important? What are you thankful for? So I'm gonna do that next.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because everybody's okay.
All right. Can I have your attention in 3, 2, One. Did you come up with anything? Because I heard a lot of talking. So by raising your hands, let me see if you had an idea. What were you thankful for? Did you come up with something that you were thankful for? All right, can you name one? Well, we're thankful for freedom. And freedom means what to you? Being able to make our own choices, right? Being able to make our own decisions. Let's have one more, right behind you. What? Not having anybody enslaved. Equity for everyone. Let's make it a free and fair world. I know you came up with a lot more, very many more, and I want to thank you for that. What I'm going to remind you is that when you are off this weekend and you're enjoying 3 days off, can you please remember what it's for? And now I'd like to have Arabella play Taps for us. This is the National Song of Remembrance, as we all should remember the dedication and bravery of those who came before us. They fought for our rights, for justice, and for a better tomorrow. Is it traditional to stand for taps? So I'm going to ask everyone to please stand for the playing of taps. Thank you, Arabella. On your seats, veterans, you will find a veterans acrostic. It's underneath your programs. And I'd like for Caroline and Renee to please come up and share your acrostic.
This is our veterans poem. V is for victorious.
E is for enthusiastic.
T is for triumphant.
E is for excellent.
R is for radiant.
A is for agile.
N is for never giving up.
S is for strong.
That is why we think all you veterans are very special.
We hope you have enjoyed our veterans poem. Have a great day.
Grace, would you please come up and read your letter to veterans?
Dear veterans, thank you for your service. You have fought for our country and have made New Hampshire and the whole United States a better and safer place to live. All of us here know someone like you who has dedicated their time serving our country. We are grateful to you and all for the sacrifices you made being away from your friends and family. Thank you for your services.
At this time, June, could you please come up for your piece on Memorial Day? All right. All right, fourth and fifth graders, when I call them, I just need you to let them come up, okay? Because it's probably a little nerve-wracking for everyone coming up, so let them kind of come up.
Today I am going to be reading a poem that is called On Memorial Day by Anne Fosnight. On Memorial Day, it is with pride we honor those who fought and died. For our great country, they bravely fought, keeping our freedom is what they sought. We must remember the lives they gave for now as they slumber in the grave. It's important still and is always right to thank them for their heroic fight.
Thank you, June. Soraya, Audrey, Sophia, could you please come up? And now, no. Yep. Reading for us, is that your original, All of Us?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Right into this microphone. This is loud.
Through all the days, through all the nights, they never said goodbye to fighting for our rights.
With all the courage, with all the bravery, they worked and worked to make it right.
They answered every call and went to sea to fight for our country, never knowing if they would ever see their family.
They gave up their life for the people in their country. They faced their fields in endless battles. They're amazing heroes of our country. Their excellent service is never forgotten.
This is the day we celebrate them and how they did succeed.
We celebrate them who they once were here, but they gave their life for our freedom in America.
We know their sacrifice, hard work, their bravery. It was for us.
The gratitude we show, our pride for those who have gone to war and lost their life, enjoy our life because here in America we are free.
They sacrificed themselves and fought for our country. We look upon you, look up to you. They are America's role models. For all those lost, young and old, let us give thanks this day to all brave, courageous who served.
As the brave soldiers that gave their life, we know that they were the reasons that we in America are free or have freedom and every right. The time they spent far away, we honor them in what they did.
They were the ones who are no longer here that had died on the battlefield. Our brave soldiers had died, but today is the day that we honor their service.
For a soldier that died for our country should know that they are remembered. This day is for honoring them and how they went to war and met their final place.
We must give thanks
For the lives.
Remember the lives they gave, a thanks to all those served, a happy Memorial Day.
Emma and Charlotte. They will be reading a thank you to all veterans.
We have created this speech for all those veterans out there. Thank you so very, very much for all of your hard work, determination, and perseverance.
We could never even imagine the amount of hard work it takes to be a veteran.
Helping our country has saved so many lives, and we are so grateful for souls who have sacrificed theirs.
If you are here today and your loved ones have sacrificed themselves for our benefit, we really truly appreciate their service.
Thank you. We are so grateful for all that you have done for our country.
I'd like to invite the HUES Band in playing the Legacy of Heroes for us. as you can imagine, learning how to play songs, writing those poems, those things that come from our own kind of creative minds, it takes a lot of work to do that. Just like we know it takes a lot of work to protect our country. And so we know nothing is really coming to us without any effort, right? We have to put in that effort to get good things out. And we really appreciate your effort every single day helping our country. Whether you're here in the audience with us or you're watching live or you're watching this recorded, we really appreciate it. Can we have one more round of applause for our veterans? So in closing, Memorial Day reminds us to be grateful for the freedom and peace we enjoy today. We owe a debt of gratitude to our veterans, both past and present, and to their families who have supported them throughout their service. They have shown us what it means to be courageous, resilient, and patriotic. Today we honor their memory and acknowledge the profound impact they've made on our lives. To truly honor fallen heroes, we can strive to live our values, right? How do you live your values? Well, we can remember to be kind, respectful, inclusive towards one another, regardless of our differences. We can make a difference in the world by showing compassion. Can you help those in need around you? Can you spread love and understanding wherever you go? Sometimes you might not know what to say to a veteran. Have you ever had that happen where you're like, I might see them, but I don't know what to say? I'd like to share with you the power of a simple nod and what it can mean. This was written by Paul Baumer for his cousin. Paul is here today, and he gave me permission to read it to you. He wrote, I had the honor and privilege of being a pallbearer at my cousin's funeral. He was in the Army during the Korean War, and the family chose to have 2 military honors evoked during the burial service, such as folding and presenting the flag and the playing of taps. Although the military part of this service was emotional and flawless, and of course it was very smartly done, however, this is about a plain and simple nod. You know what a nod is, right? We do that to each other. After the church service, we drove toward the grave site, and I could see 3 soldiers standing near the open grave. As we approached, they quietly took their positions. When we finally stopped in front of the row at the open gravesite, the pallbearers were instructed to take the flowers from the funeral car and place them at the grave. Can you picture that, right, in your mind? It's a sad time, right? As he approached the first bouquet with the first flowers, he glanced at one of the soldiers standing guard over the empty tomb. Being a Vietnam veteran himself, he said, I noticed the rows of campaign ribbons upon his chest. This told me that he was a highly decorated young man. Then our eyes met, and I started to instinctively give him a quick head nod. And I meant to say, thank you for being there and doing this for our family. And in that instant, time really stood still. I realized that not only was I thanking him for taking the time to ease the pain and console my cousin, I was also thanking him for being a soldier. In his eyes, I knew he understood the pain and anguish of death, and he'd probably seen more than his share on a battlefield, and perhaps even more by doing this act of kindness at funerals for veterans maybe all over the country. As he gave me a compassionate, solemn, and slow nod in return, he acknowledged my thank you. Perhaps it was the emotion of the day, but with that nod in return, my mind translated it into, I'm sorry for your loss and honored for being able to do my duty for a fellow soldier. So when you're not sure what to say, and you're walking by a veteran, they might be wearing their uniform, they might be talking to other veterans, what could you simply do that says a lot? You just nod. You can just, it's like, and they're going to acknowledge that. They're going to know that's a thank you from the bottom of your heart. So thank you, Mr. Balmer, for sharing that with us and letting us read that. Memorial Day is an opportunity to spend time with your families and your friends, and it's time to, appreciate your freedoms we have and cherish the moments we share. You can take this day to reflect on the sacrifices made by our brave men and women and to express your gratitude for those who are currently serving in our armed forces. Remember, when you don't know what to say, simple nod. Today, we have the privilege of learning about Memorial Day, and it's a reminder of the values of our country. What does our country hold dear? As we honor the memory of our fallen heroes, let us commit ourselves to making the world a better place and to always strive for peace and unity. So I want to know, who here has been working on their SOAR hours? Who's working on their SOAR hours? Veterans, take a look around. Keep your hands up. So you probably don't know what SOAR hours are. It stands for like soaring in the sky, because we're the Hollis Hawks. SOAR hours are for working on your community service, and when you get 30 hours of community service by the end of 6th grade, you will get promoted with a gold seal on your promotional certificate. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can put your hands down. We have many children really working on their community service hours, and I'm very proud of them for making this world a better place, one compassionate act at a time. The students who do that community service also have to reflect. They have to write a reflection for me so I know how it makes them feel, what it means to do that service. And I also encourage them to not stop doing it just because they're out of 6th grade. I'm very proud of all of you for making the world a better place in how you can make it a better place. And when you grow up, you can make larger things a better place. But it all starts here. As we celebrate Memorial Day, let us remember the words of John F. Kennedy, who said, "A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers." So let us honor and remember the brave men and women who have given their all for our nation, and let their legacy inspire us to make a positive impact in our own lives and in the world around us. Thank you, and may we never forget the true meaning of Memorial Day. Thank you again. So at this time, I'm going to dismiss the 5th graders, and then 4th graders, and then 6th graders. So thank you so much. Enjoy, everyone.